G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires. Today we're on Dry Arabia. I've just woken up, you can probably hear the sound of my voice. Gets nice and deep down there. How you fellas doing? Welcome. I'm excited because we've got two of the boys. Two of the guys that are incredibly talented when it comes to Age of Empires 4. I reckon we're going to see some absolutely good stuff, and I think we can probably talk a little bit more about that DLC. I tell you what, I'm too damn excited. Let's introduce our players, ladies and gentlemen. In the south of the map, in the color blue, playing as the Ottomans. You know him as Valdemar. I know him as Valdemar as well, but sometimes we call him the Kid. And in the north of the map, who is also going to be in the color blue because we're playing with team colors today, in the red color. We'll give him red today. Playing as the Mongols. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Crackety here. Welcome to Dry Arabia. A pleasure to have your company on this dry Arabian day. We've got ourselves an early opening here, down on the south side. We've got our standard opening, our military school coming through from our Ottoman player. In the north for Crackety, though. No sign of Iraqs just yet, and you'd be surprised, or not surprised, but, well, actually, no, you know what? You would be surprised if you saw a stable coming out. It just wouldn't make a lot of sense. Wow, okay, all right, we're seeing it. It is going to be, this is something I love to do as the Ottomans in this matchup. You go absolutely ham. You've got so much food that you can fall back on in the Feudal Age through the Twin Minaret Madrasa that you don't really care about all the food that you're spending here on Raxes. Sometimes you can spend a lot of food in the Dark Age on your spearmen. Like I remember playing the Chinese and just supervising out a whole bunch of spearmen. And then you'd get to the Feudal Age and you'd be like, hold on a minute, I need to move out onto hunt, but I can't defend myself because I've only got spearmen. It was never a fun idea, but Crackety now going to be dropping down the racks on his side. You know what I'm going to do? Because I'm so tempted to just give us like early line of sight. And if I do that, it's going to ruin the color. So I'm going to sit back. I'm just going to lay back in my chair right now. I'm going to put my legs up. I'm going to grab my drink. If you've got a drink, grab it as well. It's, you know, we'll do the Drongo drink of the day. Actually, do we do it right now? Because my wife is actually going to be bringing me in a coffee. It's 8:20 in the morning at the moment. And, well, I was up all late last night. I've been working on a lot of Civ content. It's always fun when a new game comes out, and I think it's like that for I mean probably any game, but especially RTS games, because you want to kind of, not that Civ's an RTS game, but you want to kind of understand their mechanics. You want to get to know them, and you want to see what makes them tick, and how do you maximize your efficiency. Maybe it's just me because I'm a giant geek, but it's one of those things where it's just it's quite addictive, right? And look, not that I've worked out Age of Empires 4 completely, but I feel like I've probably got it 90%. But anyway, I said I'm gonna wake up early. I'm gonna make some Age of Empires 4 content because I've been missing it. I want to talk about the DLC. So I think we've almost got confirmation that it's going to be the Teutons, just judging by the flag. I saw in the comments people were saying on Reddit as well, it's going to be Teutons. I don't know what that even means though, dude. And I also saw a comment from someone saying, hey Drongo, it'd be probably a smart idea for you to just invest a little bit of time learning history. I was like, I'm offended, but I'm also thankful. Like, that's actually a pretty good comment. Thank you. But have a look at this early aggression we've got out here. Deerstone's already going to be coming down for Crackety. And I think what's interesting about this is, so Crackety's going to be losing this Uvu, but he will be able to defend this position, and it's going to give him an advantage in the sort of early Feudal Age, which he can then use to either push trade, push a second TC, push Castle Age, or just push his enemy off the resources that he's got, because Voldemar's going to have to fall back into an age up as well. But early archers from Crackety, you watch how quickly he gets these, but actually, I was going to say, watch how quickly he gets these bad boys up. He's got no wood in the bank, so even if he wanted to, he's not going to be in a position to actually go into a lot of archers, which is, well, it's going to be difficult. We can see that he still, over on the gold, he's got 2 vills. I don't know what this is all about. This is a tough little spot right now, but he is going to try and move forward. He does not have the spear numbers. Voldemar's going to cop a couple hits. Turns around. Spear's getting caught outnumbered by an absolute mile here. Early odd in this game, 4 minutes through. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, it's going to be the Sultanate trade network that gets thrown down by Voldemar. So, interestingly, not opting into the Twin Minaret Madrasa. I'm not a huge fan. I do like Twin Minaret Madrasa, especially when you open up with spears, just because you're in your mind, right? Like, you know, okay, I've got eight sheep, I got 10 sheep. by the time I hit Feudal Age, I know roughly how much food that is. But the trouble is, you don't really know how much food this is, and it very quickly gets away from you. Spears have been upgraded. He's not even going to need to go archers. Crackety here. He's going to be crackety there. Crackety everywhere right now. Look at these spears. Keep in mind, they got the Mongol power up as well behind them, and slowly working down all of these units. Crackety's going to be absolutely fine with this defense, and now that's going to leave Voldemar a little bit exposed on the south. More spears going to be rallied in, but you don't really want to mess with these spears. They got more health, more damage, and it just means that you're always taking a bad trade whenever you're fighting against them. So naturally, he does the right thing. He moves away from the enemy position, but in the end, the Uvu does stay alive. He doesn't lose the Uvu. Interestingly, okay, I was going to say, it's kind of strange because we're clicking it and we're not getting a health bar. So that's a bit weird. But we're getting it now just because I think it's full health. So where's my professional scouts? Maybe that's part of the reason that he's thinking, I don't need to go into the Twin Minaret Madrasa. I'm going to be playing professional scouts. He's going to be playing professional scouts. So why would I need to go into Twin Minaret Madrasa? Which is an absolutely perfect call. One thing to note, though, Voldemar does not have the resources in the bank, nor does he have the mill yet put down. Blacksmith's going to come down at the front. Spears are just doing their thing. And now we see Voldemar yet to switch it over to another military unit. Going to keep it on the spears for the moment. Okay, all right. We made it. We made it. 6 minutes through. So, with regard to the DLC, though, I'm excited for it for a number of reasons. Obviously, it's new content, and you get excited whenever there's new content. But I think the biggest part for me is that it's like, whenever you get drip-fed content, I think it's much better for player retention. I don't know about you guys, but like, this is something that I mentioned in previous videos. 6 civs, to me, is the same as like 2 new civs, right? Like, at 2 new civilizations, I stop caring about new civilizations because it's just like, I've already got so much to learn. You know, as I was just talking about with Civ, right? Like, we want to kind of understand things, learn how they tick, learn how they work, and then subsequently, you know, you want to try and master them, right? And with 2 civilizations, it's going to take a long time, but with 6 civilizations, my lord, it's going to take 3 times as long. So I think for me, I'm kind of happy to be drip-fed because it's a good thing for retention. It means that players are going to be coming back. They're not going to find a stale situation. They're not going to be bored. They're not going to be, oh, it's this civilization again. Excuse me, I was just clearing my throat. It's still early in the morning, and my lovely wife has just brought me in a coffee. So thank you very much, honey. Oh, it's funny. I've talked about it before, how you mask the pet name. You don't say the true pet name, otherwise you risk your friends calling you the pet name. Like, you guys will know about my good friend that I've got called Dumpling. And that's not because I like to call him Dumpling. That's just because that's what his wife calls him. And so naturally we just picked it up and now he's just Dumpling, the poor guy. But anyway, he doesn't mind. He doesn't. He's a big guy. He doesn't mind. Anyway, let's check in with Crackety, see how he's doing up on the north side of the map. Spearman number starting to rise, but he has dropped down that archery range, adding in a couple of archers here as well. Upgrades on the way. We've got the wheelbarrow on the way for him. Doesn't look like it's going to be an upgraded wheelbarrow for the moment, but we'll allow it. We'll allow it. Meanwhile, over on the east side, is Voldemar looking for trade? Is that what he's doing? Surely not, because like trade posts are over here, and these are terrible trade posts right now. Can I just say that both of these civs are quite happy to trade, but I would not be happy to trade with this. I mean, to be honest, you probably could get away with a trade in this angle. That could work. By the same token, I don't know, man. It's kind of tough. It feels easy. Maybe I'm crazy, but it feels easier to trade from this trade post into this corner than it would to feel from this trade post into this corner. I don't know why that is, but this just... It might just be my brain, but it feels like it's closer to the base of Voldemar than this one is to... No, it definitely is. It definitely is. I'm sorry, but what is going on here? It's because he's the Mongols. Is that why? Maybe he moved away? Like, maybe his TC was meant to spawn here? Maybe not there. I mean, wait, where is his starting gold? That's his starting gold? TC was probably meant to spawn right there. I don't know why it looks that way. I think it's just a little bit further away. Like, maybe the trade post should just be here. And then that would make it feel a bit more aggressive. But yeah, I look at that and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I'd be happy to trade to that. That angle seems okay. But this angle, this angle seems very scary. It feels like you're right outside the enemy's base. It's funny, isn't it? Little differences like that, just how they make you feel. Are these what I think they are? Let's take a look and see. It is indeed. We've got professional scouts on the way now for Crackety in the north of the map. We've slowly had the spears usher in the deers towards the towards the town center. Let's just go with that. But all the deer nice and safely put down now. Where's the second deer pack? It's over here on the east side. And we're starting to see this quite a bit. This is the poor man's professional scouts. They're actually professional spears. So they're actually not poor. It's kind of like a wealthy man because you could afford to have so many of them. But you guys did... You missed one. You missed one. A single huntable deer remains in this game, yet to be pushed towards the town center, but he'll be pushed eventually. Look, everybody's arrived. Look, he's unironically doing it with all the spears. You probably only need one, but look, he's getting it done. He's getting it done. I'd love to see him come out here and push this one in as well. You know, realistically, why do you need professional scouts if you can just push all your deer in with your army? Think about it like that. All right, we check in. Oh, we heard the next Vizier point coming through here for Voldemar. It's going to be a third military school, so no real surprise there. The military campus coming through. Bit of a raid towards the north. There is villages available, but the spears so close in proximity to them, together with the Yam network, as well as the town center being literally right here. I can't imagine that Voldemar is going to be able to find any villager picks today. Maybe if he gets like a surround on one. A lot of vills on gold though as well, so he could be thinking about going Castle Age here. Economy quite strong at this stage of the game. Speaking of strong economy, oh no, I'm thinking, why has he got so many more? My god, look how fast those spears are, dude. Not only do you have the base spear movement speed with the Yam network, but you also have the charge, which just makes them so dangerous against cavalry. Like, Voldemar can't even really change his angle. He's just got to run away. But have a look at this. The numbers really starting to build up now. In the Feudal Age, both players kind of sensing that things are going to be coming to a pinnacle. I don't know if pinnacle's the right term. A climax. Let's go with that. A climax. Speaking of climax, I'm going to have to take a drink of this coffee. Give me a sec. I'm going to clear my throat and then grab some coffee. I tell you what, it's exciting. All right, we're back. We're back. I'm not going to drink the coffee just yet because one of the feedbacks. One of the pieces of feedback I gave to my wife was I love my coffee hot, really, really hot. Don't burn the milk that hot, but you know, still hot. That it's not gonna. The issue I've got, right, is if the coffee is just kind of, if it's hot but it's only a little bit hot, I'll scull it. I'll scull it. That's an Australian term for meaning I will drink the entire beverage without any breaks. The whole thing will be gone within about 7 seconds. It's an Australian technique, but it works. Even with coffee, you can do it. But have a look at this. Keshik's on the backside, going to be able to pick off some vills. That's number one down. Number two almost going down, but unfortunately for Crackety here, it gets to the town center. It gets to the town center safely. Imams are here to help out as well. Vill's just surrounding the Keshiks. He's pulling them back slowly. 2 vills gone down. Slight advantage for the moment, and that for Voldemar is going to be a bit of a difficult scenario because Crackety's pulled him back into the base, and have a look at this. Age up is almost coming through, and I think that's what's so smart about this little raid, right as you're trying to age up, is the fact that you're buying yourself quite a bit of time here by doing this. So even if Voldemar wanted to push him now, which I suspect he probably does, because if we look at the units, he is just making units constantly. We've got Sipahi, actually... These are all just, hold on a minute. These are naturally produced units from the military school. That old trick. Looks like we've just got ourselves a good old-fashioned castle timing coming through, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, with that, I'm going to take off my my little finger guard. I've got a finger guard because my fingers are... Man, I tell you what, when you reach your mid-30s, everything just starts going wrong with your body. All right, give me a sec. We got ourselves... I'll give you a rating on this coffee from the wife. Oh god, that's perfect. That's 10. That's 10. You can't get better than that coffee. Wow. Jeez Louise. I'm a very, I would say lucky, but there was a lot of skill involved. I'm a very lucky man. Oh, lucky. Maybe I'm a very let's go with fortunate. I'm a very fortunate man. She looks after me. Kurultai gonna be coming down now for Crackety. Where's my finger guard? I gotta get that bad boy on. I can't be overextending the finger. I tell you what, I don't know about you guys, but I'm noticing these casts recently becoming a little bit more personal. I hope you guys are enjoying that. If you're not, please leave me an angry comment down below and I'll make sure I ignore it. Oh, spears! Look at the spears finally getting good connections. Able to hit all of the Sipahi. Manages to take out one and do damage on the others. Now, we do still have the Imams in. But MIA now going to be coming down as well for Voldemar. Voldemar, look at the base building right now. I feel like I'm watching a Talisman game. This is impressive. It's also very dangerous. Now, the age up did just come through. This could be... oh, this could be really bad. Oh, this could be terrible. If he pushes right now, Crackety, with veterancy upgrades, which are coming through. Keep that in mind. So he's going for veterancy upgrades, 35 seconds until they're in. He's got a lot of archers, 30 archers. He could take a fight right now and absolutely destroy Voldemar, because Voldemar's only aging up with 10 vills. So basically, at this point, and Voldemar's put the MIA away from the town center. Ideally for Voldemar, I would have loved to have seen the MIA at the back with a new blacksmith. That way it's safe. Here at the front, you have to fight for it. You have to fight for it, because your enemy will just siege it down and... oh, no. Oh, oh my god, this timing's actually brutal. Voldemar is still aging up. He'll get... the age up will come through, but he's going to need to wait 60 seconds for that upgrade for Castle Age, and now it comes in the Castle Age. I switched to... sorry, I couldn't help myself. I had to switch the colors. Archers have been upgraded to veterancy on the back. Extra damage, extra health. Kurultai getting brought forward. The Mongol timing attack at 16 minutes. Absolutely brutal. Look at him. Oh my gosh, it's disgusting how much these units absolutely destroy once they've got their veterancy upgrade. You can see he's hit veteran Sipahi, veterancy on the archers, but he's just... oh, what a clean fight from Crackety. What a clean fight from Crackety right there. And that buys him an opportunity right now to do whatever he wants. You have got one free ticket to do whatever you like. It's one of those opportunities. You know how your wife gives you one of those sometimes? It's your birthday. You can do what you want. Come on, guys. She's talking about dinner. Like, where do you want to go for dinner? That's the same thing for Crackety right now. He can choose what he wants to do, where he wants to go for dinner. Does he want to go for a second TC back at home? Probably not. Does he want to go for an Imperial Age? Probably not. Does he want to put down a whole bunch of battering rams and destroy this base? You better absolutely believe that's what he wants to do. Siege engineering just coming through for the man. If we check in on the north side, you'll see that it is there. The only thing that you can see is now is the improved siege engineering, which is for the cool kids. But slowly sieging down the outpost. Decent damage coming through. Veterancy now arriving on the Sipahi veterancy, also on the archers, but look at the number difference here. Crackety maintaining a very strong lead when it comes to these range units. Kurultai moving forward together with the Deer Stones. He's bringing everybody here right now. We've got so many landmarks in this base. Crackety here looking to finish this game at the 17-minute mark, not able to commit 100% yet. Down on the south side, Voldemar struggling to find food. Not a lot of deer left on this deer pack either, and there's the battering rams now starting to come down for Voldemar, or rather for Crackety. Voldemar going to be in a bit of trouble. He's going to be potentially losing the MIA. It is on Mangonel. Now, he's not, arguably not really losing anything here. It's only a Castle Age Mangonel. There's only one of them. I think once they get to critical mass of about 3 or 4, then you can start respecting them a little bit more. But until then, you just got to kind of laugh at them. Is probably the best way to say it. Now he's going to move forward as the mango is about to pop out so that he can secure it. So the mango's going to come out, but you can see the archer's actually just turning. He's going to try and get some decent shots off. Janissaries get called as well. Mango shots are nice, decent. He's now looking to try and work them down. MIA will go down, but he gets the mango out. The defense is holding for the moment. It's actually a solid defense right now. What a beautiful defense from Voldemar. The Janissary timing came perfectly. He's still got 6 of them in the back. They've been picked off, sniped off. Unfortunately, we can't get rid of this message here. Destroyed landmark, fully repair to restore. Even though, you know, as a caster, we don't need to see this. The devs felt it was necessary. Now, I could switch it, and then we don't see it, but then the colors change over, and this is why I kind of like to have control over the colors. But, you know, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Look, it's been about 2 years since they've actually updated the caster mode, but I will hope right now that the devs will fix up the caster mode. I doubt very much it's going to happen, but, you know, at this point, I'm just a poor boy who is hungry and just wants some scraps. Like, that is literally me right now. I don't want new features. I don't want a cool little feature that tells me how many how many seconds my town center's been idle for. I really do, but, you know, I just want the Ayyubid age up to show. I just want the army value to work. I just want the military value at the top to work whenever I'm watching the, who is it? It's the Delhi Sultanate, right? With the elephants. It's kind of messed up with the elephants. It counts them like 3 times. I just want the bugs fixed, dude. Like, I wish I could just watch this and, like, have these colors stay. Like, the unique player, or not the non-unique player colors. But I feel like that's one of the things where it's like, that's an engine issue. You know, if I wish to talk about the things that I want for caster mode, like, the first thing I would want is like, hey, do you think it's possible that I could, like, not show the fog of war, but, like, still potentially see the resources on the map? Like, nope, okay. How about the enemy buildings? Nope, can't see those. Okay. So and it's one of those things where it's like, you might not seem like a big deal because we're just sitting here right now and we don't have fog of war, but fog of war is such an important element for storytelling. And one of the things you might not realize it, but something that I do and a lot of good casters will do is they will create a narrative. They will create a story for you to help you understand the experience that player is going through, to put you in their shoes. And part of that is the fog of war. It's understanding what do people see, what do they know, and then that allows you to extrapolate on their playstyle, their thinking. There's so much to it, and unfortunately, we just don't get to do it with the tools that we've got for Age of Empires 4. And it sucks because it's a AAA game, and you would have hoped that it would have been the case. But look, there's always room for improvement. And maybe we will potentially see it here with this expansion. We didn't see it with the last expansion. We got 6 civs and no updates to the caster mode. But who knows? Maybe with 2 civs or 3 civs or 4 civs, I don't know. It's going to be less. They might have an opportunity to work on the caster mode. I tell you what, I'm probably gonna. It's gonna be a sad drongo, so I'm not gonna think about it anymore. You know, this is what we've got. Just accept it. Move forward. Just be happy that you've got it, all right, Drongo? You could have your DLC cancelled, all right? Do you want your DLC cancelled? No? Okay, shut up. Okay, sorry. That was just me just talking with the Microsoft execs, guys. That was just me. Yep. Just on the phone right there to Microsoft. Sorry, Microsoft. All right, where were we? That's right. I was drinking my coffee. That's where we were. Relics are starting to come in. We got a 3 versus 2 split. No real surprises here. Both players up at the same time, roughly. I mean, Crackety with about a minute over his opponent. Give me a second here. Oh my god, that is so good, dude. So, in Australia, it's quite interesting the way that coffee culture works in Australia. So we had a whole bunch of Italian migrants back when my dad was a kid. He was telling me, he was like, nah, Australia's always been a racist country. It's just about whichever one's the most recent. I'm like, what do you mean, Dad? He's like, oh, so back when I was a kid, right, there were all these Italians and all these Greeks that came, and we were like, you know, we'd call them all these words, and then like different waves came of people, and then like Dad would accept those people as Australians, and then they would become the new target. I don't even know who Dad's current target is at the moment, and I'll just say right now, my dad's not a racist anymore. I think it's one of those things where like the times change, right? When you're a kid and when you're young, and anyway, where was I? What was the point I was trying to make right there? I don't even remember what the point was that I was trying to make. Oh yeah, that's right, coffee culture. So anyway, apparently what happened with Australia's coffee culture is that because of the Italians, and they've got like a whole thing about coffee, Australians just really started caring about the coffee because of the Italian influence. So there you go. Who said multiculturalism was a bad thing? That is an incredibly good thing. Because it means now that, you know, the entire quality of coffee across the country has just improved significantly. And it's like one of those tiny little things where, like, a political decision that a politician made 60 years ago now affects the coffee that I'm drinking and, like, the quality of it. It's kind of wild. Oh, gosh. All right, across the map, we've got sacred sites being fought over. Towards the top side, the Sipahi are trying to find their way through, but Crackety's doing a very good job of keeping it back. This raid has been shut down. So far throughout this game, we've only had 6 workers taken out. And now we'll check in on that south side and see how Voldemar's doing. Now that he's repaired the MIA, all 4 of his military schools are online. And have a look at this, a single blacksmith to cover them all. I'm kind of impressed at how well he's done with the coverage here. This is really good base building. A little bit of a wall behind the backside. Town center coming up. Have a look at this. Second TC. Now online for Voldemar. I like this. I like this play a lot. If we check in on the north, there's no second TC here. So as long as he doesn't lose a lot of bills, he will be okay. The trouble is, he's somewhat, I would say he's somewhat out of position, but he's not really. The Keshiks should be dealt with pretty effectively here, and he's able to take down 2 of them. 2 more remain. and up towards the top side. So what's the response from Crackety? There's 2 ways he can go. He can go, well, actually, there's probably like 4 ways he can go. First one is second TC himself. First one, second TC. Second one is third TC. No, second one is an Imperial Age. And third one is that he can look to put on pressure to the enemy right now. But if you see this second TC, in my mind, there's really no choice. You need to act. And I'm curious to see what the play is for Crackety, how he looks to act. The alternative is that he just tries to raid like crazy. And we've seen players do that, where they've said, look, you can go for a second TC, I don't care, I'm just going to kill all your villagers. And people have been successful with that before. So we'll have to wait and see what the play is here for Crackety. Oh, sorry guys, my son's here. Hey bud, what's up? You got your plane? Oh, is that right? Well, Daddy's working at the moment, mate. Did you want to say hi to everybody? You come over here. You say hi. You say hi in here. Hi. Oh, there you go. You get to speak with the little man today, fellas. All right, buddy. You go out with mummy, okay? All right. He's all sorted out. He's all sorted out. He's got this blue plane. It's like a big glider. And yeah, he just loves to go outside and throw that bad boy around. So I think that's what he wanted me to do. But yeah, unfortunately not right now, buddy. Maybe a bit later. But it's quite funny. Well, not, I mean, quite funny. It's interesting. The glider is so cool how it works. Because if it gets a little bit too windy, it'll just it'll perpetually glide in the sky. You'll have to go get it down. Otherwise, it will just it'll just be quite happy. It'll just sit there. It's like a bird in the wind. There's a term for that, right? There's got to be a term for that where it just kind of sits there. I remember. Never mind. We'll continue on. Crackety has definitely made the decision. You can 100% see here the man has made a decision. The second TC got dropped down, and he said, "Okay, you want to go second TC? That's fine. We're going to finish this game." So he does the right thing. And I just want to say, from a core mechanic perspective, this is absolutely on point. He scouted out that his enemy was doing something, and he said, "Okay, you're investing resources into your economy. It's going to take time for that to pay off. Each villager that you train is going to be 50 food. That's going to take at least a minute to pay itself off, but then you've also got to pay off your town center, which is also going to take you time, and that's a big barrier to entry when we think about it. 750 resources, 750 resources, 400 plus 350. So that vill's then going to have to start. I could probably do the math on it right now live, but I'm not going to. But it's going to take some time before it starts paying itself off. So there's a deficit right now. I've got more resources than you that I can put into my military. And naturally, he looks to take advantage of that together with that earlier fight that he had. Men-at-Arms back home going to be able to clean up the raid for the moment. Still no villagers taken down for Voldemar. And the Trebs working their magic. Oh, sorry, it's a bad habit, isn't it? I'm trying to get that annoying message off the screen. But by doing it, oh my lord, look at the size of the armies right now. I feel like I'm really watching it from on top. I'm sorry, I can't deal with that damn message on my screen. It's one of the things. Triple Mango in the back. Have a look at this, Crackety. Able to take down the first one. Beautiful control coming out with the Janissaries. A little bit of extra attack speed on them for the moment, but the archer number still looking good. And Voldemar trying to play to that combo. The Janissary Mangonel combo. Mango's firing off on the enemy Mangoes, getting some good splits in. And all that's left are archers to take down these Janissaries. And once again, Voldemar going to be walking away, tail in between his legs as the Mangoes get picked off. Does he look for a Great Bombard here? You could go Great Bombard, I think, right now. Yes, he does. Great Bombard in the Castle Age. Definitely the right shipment from the home city to use here. One of the great things about the home city in Age of Empires 4, for all you Age of Empires 3 fans, is that the shipments are instant. You don't have to wait 40 seconds for them to come in. They arrive instantly. So that Great Bombard, very nice shipment here for him. We heard that sound, the home city sound, just a little bit earlier. We did also see he shipped in a number of unique things. So we had the 8 Janissary shipment that came in, very strong in the Castle Age. We saw the 2 Imams shipped in earlier. And he also did one of his tech shipments, which is +1. Oh, Mangoes. Oh, my lord, they do a lot of damage. Oh, my lord, where did the double... Oh, it was the Trebs. The Trebs, 14 health. He manages to keep it alive. Janissary's going to come forward. Janissaries, he's got the Janissary repair card in play at the moment. Sorry, I'm helping out our Age of Empires 3 brothers. You know that there's going to be folks that are watching this that have just, like, abandoned Age of Empires 3. They're like, you know what, fine, I'll do it. What's Age of Empires 4 got? And now they're like, oh my God, the Ottomans. I can play the Ottomans. It's exactly the same as Age of Empires 3. I've got shipments. Meanwhile, the real Age of Empires 4 players know, not that you folks aren't real, but like the old school ones know that Drongo's just messing with you guys. I'm just messing with you folks. Can we get some Fs in the chat for Age of Empires 3? Man, it's hard, right? It's like, it's a bittersweet week. Age of Empires 3 gets knocked out, but then everybody else gets like multiple DLCs. What did Age of Empires 3? Age of Empires 3, what did you do to Microsoft? Be honest, tell me what you did right now. Microsoft wouldn't do this for no reason. There is a reason why. What did you do? What did you... I feel like I'm talking to my children right now. Oh gosh. Let's check in, see how Kraken is doing on the north. A lot of pastures coming through now for him. Plenty of production out towards the front of the base, rallying more and more units in. He knows he's got Voldemar on the edge. Treb's firing off, working down all of this production towards the front of the base. Such a tough spot for Voldemar. This is expensive production. That's the other thing that you got to remember. These are very expensive production buildings. I'm just thinking, did we switch their color and we never switched them back? I think we did, right? I can't remember. I can't remember. You know, Age of Empires 3 didn't have this problem. Age of Empires 3 did not actually have this problem because what they would have is they had a specific mode where you could see all of your units, or like all of the player that you're spectating, and all of the enemy units as well at the same time in the fog of war, and it would still leave the fog of war like this. And it's like the peak. That's the only way to watch games. Like I've literally been complaining to the devs for 4 years about it. Like, hey man, hey guys, we need this. You know, Age of Empires 3's got it. Why can't we have it? It's an engine limitation. We'll change the engine. Why'd you do that with the engine? It's 2025. We had this back in 2006. Why? Anyway, I'll stop. Sorry, Microsoft. I will say right now, Microsoft have no creative control over this content. Sapaya underneath the town center. Voldemar trying to get one back. Have a look at this as he manages to squeeze out some villager kills here. 15 vills in the TC. Not going to have enough space for all of them. Age up on the way. Cagnet Palace. He's going to definitely pick up a few more. I don't know why you just didn't stay. You could have stayed for breakfast, my friend. Voldemar, come on. Have a little bit to eat, mate. We got plenty here. He's going to turn back around. He does the right thing. As long as you just get on top here and just eat all of these vills, like, you do so much damage. Sapayas do 17 damage, bro. I would have just cleaned all of this up. And he's going to try delaying the enemy. Meanwhile, on the south side, we've got, oh my lord, I didn't even realize the whole time this is happening. Everybody's, oh, it's going down. I'm yelling timber, and Drongo, you're getting timbered as well. The whole army's just been evaporated. We're 33 minutes into this game, and he just lost everything. How did I not see this? I'm too busy. That's no wonder. No wonder he doesn't see the vills on the, or the Sapaya on the vills. He's too busy with the fight that's happening. Age up comes through for Crackety. Apologies, fellas. Oh, you don't need to call it out in the comments. It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry. I know. It could have been worse. I could have missed a king kill. Oh, speaking of king kills, can I just say, now that we know that we're getting DLC coming through, anybody keen for an Outback Octagon? Like, you guys keen for another one? I'm keen for another one. I'm very keen for another one. I'm ready to go. I'm honestly thinking, I don't know if you guys would like this, but in my mind, right, I'm kind of tempted to even avoid Microsoft support and just like, it's hard, right? Because it's like, for me, the difference between like a $30,000 tournament and a $10,000 tournament, it's obviously at the end of the day, it's the pro players, right? But you got to remember that, like, Outback Octagon, there's an element of skill to it, don't get me wrong. But we don't take ourselves particularly serious. We don't care that much. We care about the integrity of the event, but we don't care about, like, oh, you know, oh, blah, 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 blah. Because that's something that people care about. I guess the point I'm trying to make is, for me, it doesn't really matter if it's a $30,000 event or a $20,000 event, or if it's a $5,000 event. The most important thing for me is that, like, the pro players want to play in it and that you guys want to watch it. And if we can meet those two criteria, then I want to cast it. That's like the big thing. So the main reason I'm saying that is just because normally when it comes to like Microsoft events, to get sponsorship on them, you would need to wait. Like, they need to know ahead of time, right? And that doesn't really, that kind of conflicts with them keeping DLC information secret until the last minute. Well, to be fair, I think it's a little bit better than last time. I think last time, as the elite card, is working his magic. Look at this guy down here. It's a little bit better than last time, but I guess the point is, you know, if they're planning like a year in advance with their tournaments, but they're not telling people when the DLCs are dropping, it can be a little bit problematic for tournament organizers. So anyway, I'm thinking we might try and go without them. So we might need to do like, I might try and do a little bit of crowdfunding and see how that goes. Just because, well, you know, without Daddy Microsoft, we'll have to try and work it together. Sipahi now moving up around the top side here. Let's check in and see how that army is going. We're going to keep our eyes on this army this time. It's kind of wild just how much they had been fighting, and we didn't see it. We never even imagined what they could do. Voldemar's actually maxed right now. Hold on. Voldemar's maxed. He's 200 out of 200. And he's got the age up coming through. And he's got 12 Janissaries in queue. How is he even maxed right now? It's the Vil difference. He's on 131 Vils. Look at this, 131 Vils versus 92. So he's got a huge economic advantage right now. I didn't even realize. Crackety, though, every second that goes on, he's getting closer towards that 200 pop, and it's all just military at this point. Age up does come through. Istanbul Imperial Observatory. There's no Imperial. It's not an Imperial. I mean, it's Imperial Age landmark. That's what I'm saying, guys. Imperial. Treb's moving down, and once again, look at Crackety. Look at Crackety. Moving in immediately as soon as the age up comes through. He wants to prevent the enemy from getting those age up, or those upgrades, rather. He doesn't want the Imperial Age upgrades to come through, but look at Voldemar's economy. He doesn't have any gold right now. And even though he's got the bigger Vil count, he's got no control of the gold. There's no gold on the, look at, oh my God, I've just realized there's no gold over on that west side. It's all on the east side. So as long as you control that, you're fine. And that's exactly what's happened. Voldemar's got no gold to his name, so he can't get the upgrades. So now, 36 minutes into the game, the Nest of Beasts is raining down on him, even though he's Imperial Age, even though he's 200 population. He doesn't have the numbers to defend, and he just gets completely destroyed. Crackety here just showing him who is boss in this game right now, rallying in more and more units. You can see he's got plenty of them in queue. He's only at 166 pop, but look at the difference in military count. It's a 4-to-1 difference at the moment. He's going to be throwing down a keep, but you got to remember the Trebs are already here. It is a hopeless keep. This is a keep that will not be getting online. He's going to have to cancel it, otherwise Crackety will cancel it for him. He's going to try and get it up. He's got 272 stone in the bank, so he can repair it a little bit here, but now the Mango Nest of Bee combo is going to look to try and finish off those Vils, and Voldemar, I think this is it, brother. I think this is it. I think the game's been called, the G's have been typed, and it's only a matter of time until you tap out, my friend, because this is a tough spot. Where did it all go wrong? I mean, I think Crackety just played it really smart. He recognized the second town center was up. He put the pressure on when it mattered. And I think that's the real takeaway from this game. It's recognizing when you can put the pressure on and recognizing when you can't. And Crackety did that absolutely amazingly. The age up to the castle age was just perfect. He aged up, clicked those upgrades, and moved out as he's upgrading his units. He's moving out to the enemy because he knows the enemy's going to be aging up, takes the fight while he's got the veterancy, while his enemy doesn't. Then we see him fight once again as soon as the enemy puts down that second town center. He looks to put on the pressure. And now we've got what is a terrible situation for these villagers. The Mangudai have been upgraded to elite status as well. It's a tough situation here, and Voldemar, I think Voldemar has actually just walked away from the keyboard. Voldemar has literally left the game, just has not literally left the game. He's walked away from the PC. You reckon he typed in something like GG? Like, I think he probably did. I think he probably did. Anyway, fellas, we'll leave it there. And of course, we'll catch you in the next one. Make sure you go check out both of these guys. They're both streaming on Twitch. And make sure you go check out EGC TV this weekend, 15 GMT, Saturday and Sunday. I think this might be the final. So you better damn well do it, all right? Put it in your schedule.